So can Globalstar hold this position? Is this gonna happen? Is this really happening? So Globalstar, we're talking about Globalstar. So looking at a chart right now, you know, the news we've seen with the Riley Finance report and now Globalstar having like all these, it's funny because we're watching and we're looking at all this hype go on with Globalstar right now. And when I say hype, understand that I mean that as, you know, Globalstar has trends of going up and down. People stay with it for a few weeks and they're like, yeah, you know, the volume's gone, nothing's happening here. And they get a little freaked out and it starts trickling down and then, you know, people just start selling it like hotcakes. You know, it's done, the damage is done, and then we go right back down to that $1.30, $1.40 zone. Now, that is all understandable considering Globalstar is not a debt-free company. They have massive amounts of debt because they have never really had their stock even at a $2 to $3 zone for at least 365 days. That's not really happened in a while. They have not taken stock offerings, they have not done a lot, they have not had reverse splits, but they have not done a lot to bring in more money financially from the stock itself. But as you know, like I've said a million times, with all the new partnerships, brand deals, everything they're doing right now, it's looking pretty good, but it's gonna take time for those things to actually grow into something where we can see financially good quarterly reports come in. And I'm honestly not even expecting good news financially with Globalstar and probably until like second quarter of 2022. Yeah, I know. But let's be honest, we need all this stuff to pile up. We need all these new contracts, these new partnerships, just to pile up and build up something to at least where if they're not even out of debt, we can start to see the debt start to be shaved off. That's what we're looking for us as investors. So, like I said, when you see these YouTube videos when people say, you know, Globalstar is gonna be $10 here pretty soon. Yeah, maybe a few years from now, that's very likely. Now, Globalstar hitting a $2 to $3 mark, yeah, that can definitely happen. We could see that. And in that Riley report, Riley said they moved their position to $3.25 on a buy rating of Globalstar. So that is big news. We've seen that, and that is really attacking negative news that's been out there with Globalstar. Literally just weeks ago before this report came out, all of these websites with these analyst reviews, you know, the buy ratings on Globalstar was in the negatives. It was terrible. You know, I have been talking about this for months. You know, these top analysts have been saying Globalstar is going back to 50 cents to 30 cents. And Globalstar keeps breaking hearts. It keeps going up. And I dare say, let me know if you feel like this too, but I look at Globalstar kind of like this little thing that like, it's kind of like AMC and GameStop. You know, it's turned into a very big, I hate to just use the word hype stock, but it's turned into a very favorite hype stock slash like, hey, I'm gonna make a lot of money off this right now, then I'm gonna get out, then I'm gonna come back in a month or so and get right back in. So Globalstar has been seeing a lot of volume, a lot of action with their stock, which is fantastic, especially if you've been here for quite a while. But the thing that everyone is wanting to know, are these numbers going to last? You know, personally, I would not trust the number that we're at with Globalstar. You know, the fact that Riley said this is gonna be at a $3.25 zone, you know, within a year, that's within a year's time. You know, a year's time in the stock market can be very brutal. You know, we've seen so many things just in this year. Going into July, you know, we're pretty much at the halfway point here in the year. We've seen a lot of things already happen here just in the overall stock market slash Globalstar, what's been going on there. But today with Globalstar, right when that 1030 pop happened, and you know, the 1030 pop any day on the market is going to be one of the biggest pops usually for any stock. That's when traders come in, that's when everything hits, that's when, you know, just that's your biggest pop. That's when short traders are most active, right then and there. And that's when Globalstar hit around that $1.94 bid price, and then falling back down to a $1.84 bid price on it. So I want to look at something we're seeing right here with Globalstar. The big issue that I'm seeing right here is, are we gonna have the support of the market to hold what's happening right in front of us? So friends, look at this. The last big push we had on Globalstar, hitting around that $2.50 zone. But in that, obviously we saw a massive sell-off, but in that too, we saw the stock market take an overall hit. That's when we had that 2.5 months of just nothing happening good with the stock market. Now, plummeting all the way down to 89 cents around April 21st. Then Globalstar starts to come back here a little bit. And the next big hoorah we have on it is around $1.61. Bid price on that June 1st. So we're seeing something here. Then of course we have another plummet down to $1.20 just 2 days later, which at that point I thought we were still in great range with Globalstar, honestly. Anything above $1.20 with Globalstar, personally I'm living large. I'm happy with those numbers because you have to remember I have been living with Globalstar since like 40-30 cents for like over a year. So the fact that we're seeing these numbers, you know, this is still fantastic to me. And now we have this other big buildup. I am truly believing that we're going to have another valley be built here. And when I say valley, what I'm saying about that, I think what you're going to see here is, I think you're going to see, unless some kind of news comes out, partnership, something to build on top of what has already happened within the same time span. So something would have to happen here very soon, this week going into next week. Something would have to take place for Globalstar to keep this momentum going, especially to bust into $2. But more than likely what is going to happen is that you're going to see Globalstar shoot back down to $1.60, $1.50, I dare say. And the reason I say this is because this also is going to be healthy, because what I think could happen here and what I'm kind of hoping here is that $1.50 could be the new low and the new starting point for Globalstar, which would be big. It would be humongous. So if Globalstar, which I think it's going to do, is going to drop back down to $1.50 here either this week or going into next week, and that could be the new starting point for Globalstar, which, like I said, would be fantastic. Now honestly, I have made the decision that I'm going to probably plow in another $700 in the Globalstar here within this week or next week when it goes down to $1.50, because I'm very confident in Globalstar. I'm very confident in Globalstar's ability to hit $2 to $3 within the next year, because of all the hype around it, because of all the newness around it, because of all the new investors in it. There's so much new blood in Globalstar. I think it's almost going to be a situation where it's going to be hard for Globalstar to fail at this point, because there's so many people that understand the volume of it, they understand the tracking of it, and you know, people see that there's kind of easy money to be made here with short selling, with long-term investing. This is the one that you want to constantly watch. This is honestly one of the healthiest stocks that you can find on the stock market right now. I mean, there's not a lot of other companies that have such a high volume, heavy movement right now than Globalstar. And you can take that to the bank. So friends, the reason I wanted to say that, I just want to keep you transparent on what I'm doing. I already have contract shares in Globalstar. I've been here for quite a while. You know, I've talked about all this before, so I don't want to bore people that have been here before. They're like, yeah, we know, Dillon, we know. But you know, I'm waiting to see if this thing is going to drop back down to $1.50, and I honestly think it's going to have a support around $1.50. I think if people can believe and stay focused with Globalstar, that $1.50 could be the new support zone. But friends, for Globalstar to break $2, you have to understand it's massively in debt. It's coming out with terrible quarterlies. It needs more partnerships, it needs more contracts, and it constantly needs to be coming out with better and new technology, especially with 5G that is taking over right now. So it's definitely something to have for the future. It's definitely a great company that already has its nuts and bolts, you know, but going into the future with space tourism, 5G, 6G, whatever is next, this is definitely a stock that you're wanting to keep on hand and pay attention to. But friends, with all that said, remember, be positive, be you. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it did something to make you understand and let you know what is going on with Globalstar, and I wish you all the luck in the world with Globalstar. I really do, friends. I wish that for everyone. So I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for your time, and guys, bye-bye.